Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. Recently I was asked if hydrating more than once per day would be profitable in the long run. And I wanted to introduce you to another calculator that I found that was created by the YouTuber Drip Guide. And I wanted to go over some numbers to show you whether or not it's profitable to hydrate 2 times a day, 3 times a day, 4 times a day, whatever. Or if it's just better to hydrate once per day. The link to this calculator is down in the YouTube description, and I will simply go over how to use it. The very first thing you want to do once you get a link to this is go to File, Make a Copy, and that will allow you to edit these different fields here. Next, you want to go to drip.community right up here, and you want to go to the swap page. This page provides a ratio of BNB to drip. So we are going to copy this right here. Let's say we'll copy the whole thing. Let's go ahead and copy it like that and head back to the calculator. Now right over here where it says BNB drip ratio, we want to paste in this number right here, just like that. And then we'll hit enter. Next we want to decide how much drip we have in our deposits. So let's say you were to start with drip today and you had 100 tokens that have been added to your deposits. This means that you would have deposited around 111 tokens or so because there is a 10% tax on deposits. So if you were to come today with 111, I believe it's something like that, 111 drip tokens minus the 10% deposit tax, you'll have around 100 drip tokens in your deposits. So let's say we were to start with 100 in our deposits. We haven't claimed anything because this is a brand new account. You can also do this if you have, let's say me, I've got 3,000 tokens in my deposits. I can take this number here, 3,000, put it into this field right here. And then I've claimed about 2,000 tokens, as you can see right here, 2,071. I would add those claimed tokens here and the calculator would adjust for those numbers. But let's say we're starting today, we've got 100 drip tokens on our deposits, we haven't claimed anything. This is the ratio that we just pasted in. And by pasting in the ratio, we get the current price of drip, which is $4.91. So this number here is the number of hours between hydrates. So normally this number would be 24, meaning you are hydrating once per day. And let's start off by looking at that number. If you were to start today with 100 drip tokens in your deposits, as you can see here, we have a bunch of different columns. We have hydrate period, day number, deposits in drip tokens, max payout, and a couple other columns. But today we will be focusing on this day number and the number of deposits of drip. So on day 0, we put in 100 drip tokens. After 24 hours, we're on day 1, we now have this available in our deposits amount, assuming that we hydrated or compounded it. And as we continue on, day 2, we would have this much, day 3, this much, and so on. Now let's scroll all the way down on the day number column to 180 days, which is 6 months from now. All the way down to 180 days right here. So after 6 months of doing nothing but hydrating or compounding, our deposits balance should show 548.451 drip tokens. Now what would happen if we chose to hydrate twice per day? Well, simply change 24 to 12 and press enter, meaning we're hydrating twice per day. And if we start at the very beginning, you'll notice that each day now has 2 days representing that day. That's because this is the first 12 hours and this is the second 12 hours. And then on day 1, this is the first 12 hours and the second 12 hours, and so on. So as we scroll down here, we are going to take the second value of 180 days or 6 months worth. I'm going to scroll all the way down here. And you can see right here on day 180, we are left with 553.27 drip tokens. This is from compounding twice a day for 6 months. Now, if you remember what the other value was when we hydrated only once per day, let's double check that again. We're going to scroll back up to 180 days. 548. So the difference between compounding once a day versus twice a day will give you an extra 5 or so drip tokens after 6 months' time. But the thing that you need to keep in mind here is that every time you hydrate, you are paying a very small BNB fee. So let's say that the BNB fee was 0.00125. This is about what it's at every single day for me. And we chose to hydrate twice a day. So all we would need to do is multiply this number times 2, okay, so that's twice a day. This is what you'll be paying every 24 hours. And then we need to multiply that by 180 days, which is 0.45. Now, if we go to a site like CoinGecko.com or CoinMarketCap.com, and we come down here to this BNB, we can see the current price of BNB is $324. So this is the amount of BNB we will spend after hydrating twice a day for 180 days. Now all we need to do to see how much that is multiply this number by the current price of BNB. So let's do times 324. And that gives us a cost of $145.80. Currently, the price of drip is around $5, so you're spending $145 extra in fees just to earn $25 in drip tokens. Is that worth it? It's not worth it to me, but it might be worth it to you. I don't know. I don't think that's financially worth it. Now, if we were to take this same number here, so instead of hydrating once or twice a day, let's say we hydrated 3 times a day, so every 8 hours. What do the numbers look like? Well, if we scroll down here, you can see that now each day is represented in 3 different sections. And so this is the first 8 hours, the second 8 hours, and the third 8 hours of the very first day. So let's scroll down all the way to day 180. And we are left with, right here, 554 drip tokens in our deposits balance. This is from continually hydrating every day, 3 times a day for 6 months. The difference between doing it 3 times versus doing it 1 time per day is a total of 6 drip tokens in our deposits balance. But we've added an extra certain number of BNB fees because we are now hydrating 3 times a day. So let's go ahead and take that hydrating fee, which is 0.00125 or so BNB that you are charged every time you hydrate. And you multiply that by 3 because now you're hydrating 3 times a day. You're going to spend this much every single day. So now all we need to do is multiply this number by 180 days. You can see that you are spending 0.675 BNB over the course of 6 months by hydrating 3 times a day. So let's go ahead and multiply that by the current price of BNB, which is $324. You will spend $218 over the next 6 months just to add an extra 6 drip tokens to your deposits balance. Is it worth it? I don't think so. So we can see here using this calculator that pretty much the most optimal way to hydrate is once per day, because there really is not a big difference versus hydrating once a day, twice a day, or 3 times a day. And just to confirm one more time, we are going to 180 days, 548 drip tokens. You would be better off spending the extra money that you would have spent on BNB fees by purchasing more drip tokens and depositing those into your deposits. That is a much better way, in my opinion, to spend your money. So hopefully this cleared things up on, is it better to hydrate once a day, twice a day, 3 times a day? And if it did, please give this video a like. Please subscribe to my channel for more videos like this, and I will see you guys in the next video.